then there will also be people in South Africa, in Cape Town, and it seems we'll also have representatives of the Bushmen, the San people, which is really the oldest existing culture of this planet. And you may look upon them here as like the representatives of the roots of the world tree of the planet.
Wow.
And we'll have people up in Scandinavia, in Oslo, in Gothenburg, and several other places. And we'll have people in Singapore, which would be the Eastern, the Chinese tradition, basically. And then, you might say, I look upon the planet as a global brain, and it's sort of what I described now, were the key points in a medicine wheel of the planet that will be manifesting on this day, and including, in my view, of the world as a global brain, the eyes would be the Hawaiian Islands, and so people will be gathering there in a place called the Haiku, so this is just you might say, just a few points, but I'm just very excited myself about the fact that here we have the north, the south, the east, and the west, and in like a global medicine wheel, and I don't know if it's ever been done so clearly before, and somehow that helps me get a global feeling of the whole thing.
Well, that's wonderful. I didn't realize that it was already catching on so quickly.
Yeah.
But it will be important for us to all take part in this and take our place and responsibility, if that's what we so choose to do.
Yeah.
Create that intention, and I think that's really such a powerful and important step in climbing these steps to higher consciousness.
Yes.
So I'm just thrilled about this, and I'll be keeping people posted on this on the show.
Wonderful.
Probably until it happens.
Yes. Wonderful.
So.
Wonderful.
Now, when we're also entering the acceleration, there's going to be sometime between March 9th and October 28th, isn't there a period of time when we're reliving the entire galactic civilization in a period of months or days?
Yes, that's what I expect, that this will happen over the speed up of time. There's a 20 times increased frequency of the shift of energies in the ninth wave compared to the eighth wave that we're living in now. Now, if that's true, this is very, many people think that times are shifting, are accelerating much now, but then there will be an even further acceleration. And so I would say that in such a situation, the more important it becomes to have set an intention for yourself that you can always go back to and ask yourself, is this, whenever you make your different choices in life or steps in when this wave has been activated, and you can ask yourself, is this consistent with the intention that I set earlier? Because that will be like a rope to hang on to, I think, and it's with this kind of a rapid energy change. We will not have always, I think, the time to logically evaluate our life's choices and base those on logic in the way that maybe it's been possible 50 years ago or even several hundred years ago. But in this time, I think we will have to much more. Our choices must be based on our totality of perception of reality, what you might call our intuition and so forth. But intuition is not something that's just an abstraction. Intuition must also be subordinated to our basic intentions of life, I think. And if we set the intentions according to what we authentically want them, then our intuition will follow and help us, guide us in this very rapid time of change.
And perhaps part of the reason why the world looks so corrupt and negative at this time is because all of the aspects of ourselves or of our shadow that have been repressed are coming up, and it seems that it's quite a powerful mirror for everybody to look at and see what, do we want this?
Yeah.
Is this the world that we have created? And if so, do we want to continue on this way? Because it certainly seems to be as if we're in a barrel going over Niagara Falls, and I think we've just gone over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we're really, this is a very critical time for humanity because we may not make it.
Right. It is a very critical thing, and so it is really time for us to make up our minds, you might say. And,
well, we've had 4.5 billion years to think about it, so I think that...
That's right. Yeah.
So now, what is likely to happen if this acceleration continues? We'll be operating many of us who use intuition and are more balanced with the right brain will probably intuitively know how to move through these times and stay centered.
Yeah.
Kind of like the center of a tornado, the calm, because it's going to be swirling around us, and as in the Wizard of Oz, there's going to be a wicked witch and lots of things flying around out there.
Yeah.
But we won't have to be part of that. So perhaps the esoteric quality of that movie is that our intent is going to put us where we want to land. And it could be quite a beautiful and, inspiring and different place.
Yes.
But we're going to have to create it.
Yes. Right.
Now, what happens, assuming that time continues after October 28th, 2011, how does that relate to the ninth wave and the acceleration? Does it start to peak and then stay at a certain level and then decline, or what happens after that?
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is a question. My answer is it's a little bit like guessing, but my own interpretation is a little bit different. From many other people. Many others talk about some kind of an approaching shift, that we're going towards a shift. And to me, my view is different. My view is that we've been through all kinds of shifts since the beginning of time, and we are about to go through many more shifts, and the shifts will be increasing in frequency, especially when we enter the ninth wave. But that there will come a time, October 28, 2011, when the shifts will come to an end. And what that means is that when that happens, there will be a new stage for life. But that stage for life is is a stable, non-shifting state. And this, for me, is a great source of hope, really, because in my studies of the Mayan calendar, I've seen that so much of the conflicts and warfare and it's not only the negative things, but also the positive things that have happened during the course of human evolution, that they are results of these particular shifts. And so if we are to expect some kind of a eternal peace to come about, well, then I believe there will have to be an end to all these shifts that have been sort of throwing people in one direction or the other, and constantly disrupting the harmony of the global society. Now, I'm twisting it in a negative sense, because on the other side of this is that it is also those twists that have these shifts that have driven evolution forward to where we are now and to where we're going. But you can see it either way, in a sense. And so to me, what will happen is that the shifts will come to an end. And the study of the Mayan calendar really tells us that up until now, and also up until October 28, 2011, human beings have been like puppets, puppets of the process of creation. We have thought that we have a free choice, and maybe as an individual we do have a free choice, but collectively speaking, it's essentially been planned out, the different shifts and the different effects of those shifts. And so what I expect then is that when the universe attains its highest state, when this new stage for life is being created, you might say that the threads that have kept by means of which the cosmic plan has kept the human beings as puppets, those threads will be cut off. And for the first time, it will really be true, this slogan that people have been throwing around for some time now, saying that we create our own reality. And in my view, we haven't been doing that. I certainly did not create the tree that I see outside of my window here, and anything else. But I think we are about to go to that point where where it will all come down to our own creativity. But on the other hand, it will then a new harmonious framework, a new stable stage for life will have emerged, in which life will be lived, and life, I'm sure, would look very differently on that stage compared to what it's looking now. Wow.
Well, Carl, that was the perfect place for us to end, because it was such an uplifting and hopeful vision, and I share that with you. Would you share with the audience where your website is so they can do further research and find your materials?
Yes, I'd be happy to. My website is www.calleman, CALLEMAN.com. So,
wonderful.
And there you can also, there are direct ways to get to my books, the Mayan Calendar, and the Transformation of Consciousness, and the Purposeful Universe. And I recommend them all, of course, since I wrote them. But,
and I do too. I second that.
Thank you.
The Purposeful Universe is just an amazing piece of writing, and it's totally outside the box of the old paradigm. So it's really refreshing, and it's a wonderful book.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for coming back on the show. It's been just a delight to have you.
Thank you.
And we'll be having our conscious convergence parties on July 17th and 18th, and I'll keep people posted on the radio.
Thank you so much, Lance.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Carl.